Shelly, we are getting so close to the conference, and I'm so just excited, elated. It's going to be an intimate setting, which I love because you get to meet women and really get to talk to them. And so that's really important to me because, you know, I like the one-on-one better than the large crowd. And that's just preference. But I really wanted to get into Esther again. I think the last time that we were talking, you had talked about faith, right? And I'm sure Esther had to have a lot of faith. And one of the things that, and I'm referencing this out of Esther chapter 2, where it talks about the eunuch that kind of favored her when Esther was chosen to go in, you know, to be a wife of the king. And there were two things that were really important there. Well, one, he kind of favored her, right? There was something about her that was different. And we know that she was Jewish, but she didn't want to tell anybody, right? And then, or Hebrew, right? But the other thing was that there was 12 months of preparation. And in those 12 months, 6 months of that was, she was, you know, bathed, I guess, in myrrh. And, you know, when I looked up myrrh, and I actually just learned this also, was, you know, myrrh has a lot of medicinal values, but it was also used for burial purposes. And so it really caught me because, okay, so now I have to go back and be like, well, Lord, you gave us the theme of Esther for this conference, right? And you gave us flourish as the word. And we spoke the last time, I talked about how she flourished in her situation. Well, then I think about myrrh and medicinal values, or the fact that it had to be used, or that it was used for ritual purposes when someone passed. And I started thinking about, well, what died in me? Because, you know, you stood alongside me through a long process of healing, right? And I'm just thinking, you know, spiritually speaking, what was this oil that the Lord poured over me in order for all of this to happen? And some things that were locked away very, very far away in my heart, I had to kind of unlock, bring them out, and then just give them up, you know. And a lot of the times in Christ, we hide so many things. We keep so many things on the inside, and we don't let God in. We don't let anyone in. And I think that Esther had to put herself in a place where, I mean, did she really want to marry the king? There's so many little things that we don't know. We just know the story. This is what happened. This is how she ended up there. But was that what she really wanted? And if I look at myself, there's a lot of things that I know that I had to do, but the process for me to get there, I didn't want to do those things. Who wants to do that? Especially having to look back at the things that hurt us. There's pains, you know, whether from growing up, from relationships, from things that we've done, that we try to kind of sweep it under the rug, but eventually it all has to come up. And so I think about that time of preparation and how God just kind of molded me, and how ethnic perspective started from a place of pain. There was a lot of, you know, bitterness, anger, not understanding a lot of things, really mad at the enemy, you know, mad at myself for choices that I had made and for situations that didn't turn out the way I thought they should. But I focused all my energy in just putting it at the throne and at his feet. And when that happened, well, now we have this ministry. How do I help these young women to not go through the things that I went through? How do I help my community to grow and rise up over so much adversity, which leads into the whole book, you know? So everything is so knitted and tied together. What we're doing with ethnic perspective, and then our devotional, you know, rise up to greatness. We want you to rise up. And, you know, Esther had to rise up for such a time as this, you know, those are, you know, I hate to sound cliche, but it's just, everything is so connected with what God does and what we allow him to do, what we allow him to grow in us. Esther let herself be prepared for 12 months.
It's a long time.
It is a long time, you know, and somebody bathing her and putting all this oil on her, you know what I mean? 12 months of preparation. And I would have to say that for me, it was probably a little longer than that. But I was able to overcome and just grow. And now I want to help other women in those same areas. I want to see other women, you know, go through that process, because one of the things that is so important is having that right sister by you. And you know this, right? Because you were with me through a lot of the tears, a lot of the pain, a lot of the, I'm not doing what you think I'm doing, but I'm going to do what I want to do, you know? We need those people who don't hold judgment, you know, and I'm sure this eunuch knew who she was and her background. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't, right? But whatever the case is, you have to stand with one another with love.
Right.
And how God just covers you. I don't know. I just, every time I think about it, and the more I think about what God was doing when he gave this to us and where we are now in this process, I'm enamored.